All right. I thought it might be fun to pull some cards for this Pisces new moon, even though we can talk a little bit about the astrology. So we have a full moon in 10 of Pisces, which is beautiful. It's dreamy and nebulous, and it's a beautiful place for the moon to be. As long as it's balanced out with that Virgo sun on the other side, right? So this is about service. It's about service or suffering, right? So we want to make sure that we are putting into practice that intuitive depth that Pisces has naturally. And making sure that we are also utilizing the fact that the sun and Uranus are going to be trining, right? And the moon and Uranus are sextile. And so this is about flashes of insight, right? And the unexpected. And it's about really being able to find your emotional freedom, and then accepting the fact that that's going to lead to very fast, very mind-blowing kinds of change in your state of being and in the way that you feel in your being, which I think is pretty nifty, right? So I'm just going to pull 4 cards for each week of this cycle. I do not read reversals, so I will flip those cards. And it has to be a card that I see. So if they land face down, that does not count. So we just shuffle until we get what we need. Hey, none of those. Remembering that Uranus is still in Taurus. It's still in retrograde. We still have a bunch of planets in retrograde, which is fine. That's just reminding us that we need to be slowing down. We need to be making sure that we're assessing and reassessing, that we're evaluating and reevaluating, that we are being cautious about how we proceed, right? Even though Mars is all over everything and is asking us to do a lot of busy work, the rest of the cosmos are asking you to sit still, be clear, dive very deeply. And this Pisces full moon is definitely asking you to do that. It's actually creating a perfect circumstance for you to do that. Thank you. Alrighty. Week 1, Knight of Cups. So Knights are about motion, right? So this Knight of Cups is talking about love and feelings, right? That Pisces moon is going to bring up. So this is going to be this first week. We're going to want to really get in touch with our feelings and be clear, because if we're going to roll around with that cup of love and make those offers, we need to know where we're going, right? We're gonna cross that water, come to the edge, and really allow our feelings to be heard, be offered, be witnessed, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing, especially in this full moon. Venus has a lot of activity right now, so Venus is opposing Saturn, right? Venus is in Cancer right now. Thank you. And she is all about 3D love, right? And so in her opposition to Saturn, she is asking us to make sure that those things that we love are going to serve us, right? Be clear about that. And then Venus is going to square Mars, which means that we have an opportunity, right, to make sure that those things that we have put into plan, we're being cautious about how we move forward and not reactive, right? That doesn't mean don't move forward. It just means move forward with purpose. And instead of pulling in that impulsive action, move forward kind of with purpose, right? With planning, with care, but deliberately move forward. And then on Friday, Venus moves into Leo, which changes the whole game, right? Then everything is going to lighten up. It's going to heat up. It will come out of this Cancer mode, where Venus is all about wallowing in one's feelings and the deep dive, which is really highlighted in this beautiful full moon. And the best part of this full moon, I think, is that, here's what we saw, is that the Virgo sun is absolutely keeping that Pisces energy tethered. Anchored and tethered. So we don't need to be concerned that we will dive deeply and not be able to find our way back, right? We know the way back, and the way back is safe, and the way back is secure. And we'll always, always be able to find our way. The sun is right there to make sure that we know that. Wow. Okay, then. All right, so let's look at these cards. So the first week, we've got the Knight of Cups, which is, again, about that message of love, moving forward in that message of love. And the Three of Wands, clarifying it, is about knowing, right? You know, this is a man who knows his ships are coming in. He's put in the work. He has made his decisions, and he knows how he's moving forward. First week. The second week is the Hanged Man. So this is about being in suspension, right? This is about being in Waite, but also being in faith, right? He's very, very sure in what he's thinking. And he is not plussed. He's just hanging out, knowing that his thoughts and thought process will benefit him in the end. And he's clarified by the Two of Pentacles. So this is about juggling an absolute decision, right? Something in the real world, something tangible, and almost kind of making it fun, right? So it doesn't mean that we're waiting impatiently. It means that we're waiting right? We're waiting as this juggling. We're recognizing the polarities in our decision, and we know that wherever we come in, it will be just fine, right? He's not sad. He's pretty happy. The ships are rolling around in the back. This guy's ships, they're coming in, you see? And then the third week, we have the Four of Wands, which is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Bringing in this over here from this three, right? So the seeds that you plant over here, this love that you know is coming, look for it in the third week of this moon cycle. Four of Wands is also called the 1111, the soulmate card, right? This is about celebration. This is about happiness. This is about garlands and having put in the work, now reaping the blessings, the joy. It's a card of celebration. And then the High Priestess is all about intuition, and she's moving around and having that that inner knowing, right? Being able to discern from within, right, the source of one's joy. And then the fourth week, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So Pentacles are all about earth and resources and having what you need. So this is about earthly joy, right? This is a very sensual kind of joy. This is about physical and real world pleasures and knowing that you have everything that you need. And in Eileen readings, the Queen is always the highest expression of any energy. So to be in abundance here really means to be in that space of generosity, to know that what you have, you can give away because there's plenty, plenty more to be had that you'll never, ever be without. And it is clarified by the Seven of Cups, which is a card of illusion, right? What better for this Pisces full moon cycle than the card of ultimate illusion? But here she's telling you, no matter what you're calling in here in this cycle of love, you're going to be able to get it. You're going to be able to manifest it simply because you know you have this knowledge. And whatever your hearts can desire, you can manifest. Beautiful. The overall cards that came out are the Four of Swords and the Knight of Cups. So this might indicate coming out of a period of rest, a period of thought, a period of deep meditation and indecision into this energy of knowing, right? Into this energy of making that emotionally based decision, finding that that seed that you've been looking at in your heart, right? That seed that's been germinating, it's going to go in this cup, and it's going to begin, and it's going to start to blossom at this full moon. And then this, remember, this Four of Wands is going to be right around the time of the new moon. So that will be important as we form our intentions, right? So dream big, right? Because the end of this moon cycle, as we come up to the next full moon, has a lot of big energy in it. This is all about knowing and waiting and juggling. And this is about reaping. So it's beautiful if this is a harvest moon. And then the card that we got to clarify is conflict and chaos, which is quite beautiful given the Uranian nature of this full moon, right? With all this Uranus activity. And there's a lot of Mercury transits as well. Mercury is trining Pluto at the beginning of the week, so there's a lot of real potential and depth and intensity in terms of your communications and conversations. So surrender to that. You know, that's going to really just create more of this awareness and more of this healing, so that when you do manifest these things, you're manifesting from that place of power and certainty in what you're looking for. And then on Saturday, is it Saturday? I'm not sure. This week again, Mercury trines Saturn, right? So that bigness in the communication as it's trining Pluto is going to kind of reel back a little bit and give you the opportunity to really create from those Plutonian nuggets, right? Those gold nuggets. Saturn will give you an opportunity to refine those into actual plans. So those ideas will be able to be brought down to life, which is beautiful. And then on Saturday, Mercury goes into Libra, which will create this entire waterfall, actually, of taking this emotional idea that we know is coming to fruition into its planning week, and then really into its fruition here in this beautiful fullness, in this beautiful reaping and harvesting time. Now, we have here a clarifier of conflict and chaos, which is about disarray and being at cross purposes. The value of chaos before order, which is absolutely perfect, right? So this is that chaos, right? We're pulling in our chaos here, and we're creating from it, you know, that Mercury and Pluto pulling in the chaos, and then Mercury and Saturn creating order, you know, Venus and Saturn creating order. Venus moving into Leo, you know, Leo's going to want to make sense of those 3D things and amplify them really in that beautiful fiery way that Leo has. So, you know, that will be the time for celebration. That will be the time for reaping. And so we want to be sure that we are not being swayed by that Venus and Mars, right? Square. That is the conflict, right? The potential for conflict. And it's about not being stubborn. It's about being in allowance, right? This is about being in allowance and witnessing that all things have to process through before you get your celebration. You have to do this work. You have to do this work. You have to dive deeply and really get that emotional picture in order to move into this energy of knowing what you need, allowing it to come in, welcoming it, and then just reaping the benefits. I think that's beautiful. I do think it's beautiful. I think it's a beautiful Pisces full moon, and I hope that you enjoy it. Blessings.